Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say.
Hello all, and welcome to another stuff video in which I just talk about random things, news and events of the past week. When it comes to wrestling, I want to start this off with an apology. I made a mistake. Apparently, well, somewhat of a mistake. When I did my last NWA vid, in which, and I'm going to add this as a response to that vid, even though more people will probably see this vid than they will the NWA vid, but in that vid, I claimed I didn't understand and I didn't know why the NWA did what, had the tournament finals in Puerto Rico and this and that, and for those of you that have seen it, and then I thought that it was a disaster and all this stuff, and I still believe a lot of the stuff that I said. But I was contacted by someone I won't say who it was, but I was contacted with somebody who's very much in the know that did let it be known to me that I could have asked them, which I could have. But I presumed, and as most of you know, when you presume something, bad things happen. So that's what happened, and I want to apologize and say that yes, I should have asked this person before I came on here and just ranted against the NWA. And for that, I apologize. I still believe some of the things I said, though. I still do. But I definitely want to apologize and say that I'm sorry, and that will not happen again, and the next time that I have a question concerning the NWA, I will be more informed. So I just wanted to come on and say that. So let's get on with the things of the week. Let's start, as always, with the WWE. Raw was Raw, to me it was but I still think, as I've said the last couple of weeks of Raw, I think it's more of what they should be doing. I think it's probably what Raw should be, even though it's not for me. But I still think it's more. I don't think it was as good as it has been in previous weeks, but I definitely think it was good for what, in my opinion, Raw should be. ECW was okay, in my opinion. Just kind of standard affair for ECW. I still think it's probably very good show. It still amazes me people bash the show, but I still like it. I still think they're doing a very good job. So. And I thought the main event served its purpose very well, in my opinion, even though it seemed kind of out of place. But I still think so, and I think they're really building things up nicely on ECW. And actually makes me want to see where they're taking place. As far as actually news goes, everyone can celebrate because Mark Henry's contract is about to end, and he still has not entered into negotiations or talks about a new deal. So his upcoming match, apparently with The Undertaker, could be his last in the WWE. So for all of you that hate Mark Henry, there you go. It looks like Ric Flair's retirement storyline will start very soon, which is in some way sad to see. I hope they do this very well. Like I said, I do hope this involves some form of horseman type angle, because I think that would be worthy of Ric Flair. And of course, I'm not sure how I would book his last match, which supposedly might be at WrestleMania. But I hope they do this well, because Ric Flair deserves a huge amount of class and respect, and as I said, when he goes into the Hall of Fame, that's going to be a magical night, and I'm actually planning on maybe being there. So yeah. Monday night was a test run for JR and Taz. The reason being is apparently Vince has wanted to break up JR and Waller for a while. He feels they've gotten kind of stale, and Kevin Dunn, who is kind of the head of everything production-wise, has felt like their JR and Waller are a little too southern, and wants to put King on ECW with Joey Styles, which would be interesting to see them bicker back and forth. And I definitely think Taz definitely can cover up a lot of JR's mistakes. In my opinion, I thought they did work pretty well last Raw, so that would be interesting, as Dusty is pretty big on both of those guys, so, and really wants that. In strange news, Stephanie McMahon is pushing hard for D'Lo Brown apparently to be rehired. This would, as she feels, this would be he'd make a good mid-carder in Raw, which I completely agree with, and I think most of you probably do too. And another story that Matt Sydal is in negotiation. As far as I know, he hasn't actually signed the contract, but it looks like he's going to sign a developmental deal for the WWE. All the power to him. I'm not sure how well he would do in the WWE, but apparently this is what he's wanted for a long time. So more power to him. You know, he's not a main eventer in Ring of Honor, and I definitely think that you know, if he's used right, I think he could be a major star. And but we'll have to wait and see. Let's get on to the TNA news. There's not really a lot of TNA news. TNA is looking to do a pay-per-view next year in New York City. I think that would be very interesting, to say the least. I'm not sure how they would accept TNA, particularly at this point in time. And TNA will be promoting Pac-Man Jones's new music video. I guess that's part of his deal. Wow, that's kind of surprises me. But I guess we'll see if Pac-Man can suck at two things besides football. I thought Impact had good storylines, but the wrestling was kind of, you know, out there. But I thought storyline-wise, I thought it was okay, but I didn't feel the wrestling was all there, and I thought some of the in-ring action was still, you know, kind of eh. I thought it was probably as good as ECW, but ECW kind of had a down week in my opinion, but that's just me. Some Ring of Honor news, because, you know, I love talking about Ring of Honor. For those of you that don't know, Ring of Honor will be tomorrow, well, I guess most of you probably see that's today, Friday. We'll be in Hartford, Connecticut. We'll be main evented by 3 steel cages matches. This is, of course, a Friday show, so don't expect a lot of huge major events, but this is also the first true return of Jimmy Jacobs, who I expect is going to have a huge hero's welcome when he comes back. And then Friday night, it will be Ring of Honor in Manhattan, and which is always a huge event. I'm looking forward to it. Looks like the Project 101 storyline might be picking up on that front a little bit. The main event of the Manhattan show is Morishima versus Bryan Danielson. A lot of people have asked this, so I will just say it here. I think Bryan Danielson will not win the title. I think Morishima will keep the title, simply because I think they're going to have Morishima drop it at a pay-per-view taping, and I don't think they want Danielson to have the title until he has the NWA title, as I think they will use that as a storyline. Just me. And then finally, let's run over SummerSlam. A lot of people I've read think SummerSlam could be pay-per-view of the year. I don't know about that. I definitely think it'll be a good pay-per-view by the looks of it. I think every match that I've seen, at least the vast majority of them, could be at least decent. Let's start, you know, Cena Orton. I think that could be a good match. I definitely think that should be a good match. Has the possibility to be a great match, but I definitely think it definitely should be a good match. I think both guys definitely can get the crowd into it. Batista Khali, if this goes more than 10 minutes, this is going to be a waste. This definitely should you know, however they book it. I'm not even sure how they would book this. You know, I really don't care about this match, but definitely, I think the heat is on Batista, because both John Cena, Undertaker, and Kane have gotten watchable pay-per-view matches out of Khali, so Batista should be able to as well, particularly if it only goes 10 minutes. Punk versus Morrison, I would have said this would steal the show, but I don't think so. But I definitely think this could be a very good match too. I don't know if it could be great. I don't know. I have my doubts on if these guys have the chemistry to really work a great match, but I guess we'll see. Hopefully they give them time, and maybe they can actually mean something. Carlito versus Umaga, I think this will definitely steal match of the night. I think, honestly, which probably surprises a lot of people, but I think this will be a really good match, if booked correctly. Ray versus Chavo. Again, I think this could be really good. You know, Ray's probably gonna be a little rusty, so I don't expect a lot of things. And then Booker versus Triple H, which, you know, I'm not looking too forward to, but hopefully, you know, they don't job Booker to Triple H's first time out. Hopefully they prolong this storyline. I think it'd be a really good storyline if they prolonged it. And I know there's a couple of other matches. There's going to be a Diva Battle Royal. Yippee, I really don't care about that. And I believe we're going to have Kane versus Finlay, if I read the SmackDown spoilers correctly. I don't know about that one. But that should be an okay match as well, I definitely think. This pay-per-view definitely has a lot of potential. Could become pay-per-view of the year, has that type of potential if everything hits on all cylinders. Definitely could be, you know, definitely another great pay-per-view for the WWE. So, you know, we'll have to wait and see. You know, you can't go by how it looks just on that front. But anyways, I'm out. Everyone have a good weekend.